Good morning to you all again, and thanks for being here. And I'm hoping that we'll have another great beginning to our day. I thought because um, yesterday we talked about the immune system and about immunity, and how immunity really is one of the top level expressions of a human being, and that one of the most important things to remember in these times is to really feel into the human part of you as much as possible versus the animal part of you that tends to get a little excited and jump up and down, and read too many statistics and extrapolate certain death. That's just the way that system's designed, and it's a great system if it's actually going to happen, I guess, in a protective way. But it's not a great system when you're not in that state of being. So I want to kind of add to that today a little bit and talk about what happens when you have the opportunity to find your center within your humanness. And your center in your humanness is really your heart. It's your rhythmic system. It's your heart and your lungs, your breathing and your heart rate. And it's really the mediator between that top nerve sense, brain function. We would think about it as a brain function, but it's more than that. It's your whole nervous system, your whole response system. And then the opposite side of that, the metabolic limb system, so the part of you that is moving and actively breaking down your foods and bringing energy into your limbs, which is a very sulfurous and active system. So you can't have all sulfurous and you can't have all cold, chilly nerve sense pole. You have to go rhythmically between those two activities. So thinking and feeling and then willing and back again. So we're going to talk today about the part of you that is in the center, in the feeling part. And for those of you who might also not know, I trained in HeartMath quite a while ago. So I don't know if you've heard of HeartMath, but HeartMath is actually a set of techniques that were developed around discoveries in heart rate variability and the nervous system function of the heart. So the particular nerve fibers that were creating fields around the heart. So it turns out that your heart has a very strong electromagnetic field. I mean, we already kind of knew that because people have seen, the little EKG stickers that we put on people to read the flow of electricity through the heart. And yes, that's part of it, but it actually generates a field that goes quite a ways away from your body, strongly, at least 4 or 5 feet, and then probably weakly, substantially farther. And it's actually the predominant electromagnetic field in the body. Again, you would assume the brain is that. Lots of people do assume that, but it actually isn't. It's the field around your heart. And it turns out that the heart has a really strong regulatory function for bringing that nerve sense pole and the metabolic limb pole into alignment. And in particular, the connections that are more studied are the ones that are going from the heart into the limbic system. And the limbic system is part it's the higher part of the reptilian brain. So the reptilian brain is considered to be mostly brainstem activities. And then the limbic system is that emotional part of that where you're doing those automated responses out of protection as well. And the heart actually can govern those functions. So we have a tendency to think of our brain as being the master of everything. It really is not. It's a full working system. It's not just centered in one place. I think sometimes we think we exist behind our eyes, And our center of awareness is certainly there often, but it's you're having the full body experience as a human being. And so we're actually going to learn how to take advantage of that in today's meditation. So again, the heart is an interesting organ, and it turns out that your heart rate is not steady. You know, we think about our heart rate as being 60 to 80 beats per minute. That's usually a normal adult heart rate. And we think about it as being static, you know, boom, 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 boom. But it turns out that the heart rate actually varies. It goes up and down over time. And over the course of a minute, it's actually going to go up and down, you know, depending on what your activity is, you know, anywhere from, you know, half a dozen to a dozen times. If you are not centered and focused, that activity tends to be very random. So the heart rate increase and decreases are not very organized. They're not, as would be said in heart math, very coherent. So one of the most amazing things, though, is that you can learn quickly techniques that improve and regulate and make coherent your heart rate variability so that it has this beautiful, smooth acceleration and deceleration. And if you're mapping it out, and we can, if you're in the office next time and you're curious about this, I can hook you up to one of the monitors and show this to you on the computer screen so you can see the heart rate going up and down. Or irregular, depending on what's going on. Most people spend all of their life in irregular increases and decreases in your heart rate. It actually looks like a crazy jagged line. It looks like it's not relaxed at all, actually. And so even if people are like attempting to meditate or relax, often it's still not a coherent pattern. It might be less jagged and less kind of all over the place and not as markedly spiking and down. But most people, even in meditation, don't achieve a beautiful sine wave heart rate variability rhythm. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today. And then we're going to head back into the blue sphere meditation because I thought what we might just do is work with this meditation for a couple of days until I move you on to another one. So the heart rate variability is easily reframed by basically two things. The first is that controlling the breath actually brings the heart rate variability into better coherence. And the second thing is that we need to cultivate a different emotion to really anchor that in. So the breathing technique is very simple. In essence, what you want to do is you want to create a breath in for 5 seconds and a breath out for 5 seconds. And so I'm just going to walk you through this a little bit. Now, 5 seconds is a little long for you. That's fine. You can make it 4. You can make it like a long 3. But if you're relaxed, you should be able to do a breath in and out for about 5. And so we want it about the same length in and out. And that's not normally how we breathe. Normally, we tend to have a shorter inhale and then kind of like an exhale in a space. But we're going to do this rhythmic where you're breathing in for 5 and out for 5 rhythmically. And it's a beautiful thing to watch on the graph. And like I said, if I could actually share my screen, I'd show it to you because it's really cool. But it quickly puts a sine wave rhythm. So a beautiful up and down rhythm. Like usually within, not even a minute of starting it. So you have that control and authority even if you've never seen it before, and we're going to practice this for just a second here. So what I want you to do is breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, hopefully you're finding that easy enough. Usually, like I said, just find your own rhythm in it. You don't have to completely follow in and out. I'm going to restart this with one other piece of information. So I'm going to start this meditation, and then we're going to breathe together for about a minute or two. And then I'm going to actually have you bring something into your awareness. And it helps a lot if you actually place your hand over your chest. If you have trouble kind of dropping from your center of awareness being in your head behind your eyes, then just touch your chest so that you have a feeling of your awareness coming right into the center of your chest over your sternum. The touch will often help people anchor further down. You might still feel like you're a little bit behind your eyes. That's okay, but just I want you to create some awareness behind your breastbone. And then once we have the rhythm of breathing going, we'll do it for about a minute. We're going to bring something into the center of our chest, a feeling into the center of our chest that is deep gratitude or love for something. It doesn't matter what it is. I find, obviously bringing my own son into my heart space is very easy. You could also use nature. You can use something that you just love, your quilting or flowers or anything that kind of floats your boat that makes you just feel like, oh, I love that. Sitting by a stream when you're camping, or the breeze running through your hair, anything like that. Anything that just makes you feel deeply appreciated and where you can really feel the love for that place or that person or that thing that you do or see or be. And then we're going to hold that for probably about a minute or two. And then we're going to restart the Blue Peace meditation. And so we're going to see if we can compare and contrast a little bit your experience yesterday, which I think most of you had a relatively good experience of. And we're going to do it again today and just see if anything changes for you or if you feel like you have a different awareness in this particular meditation. So, and just so you know, every time you practice this kind of breathing and improving your heart rate variability and making it more coherent, you actually become healthier in all ways, shapes, and forms over the long haul. It turns out that heart rate variability, coherence in your heart rate, is actually one of the best predicting values for pretty much any cause of morbidity and mortality that you can think of. It's a better predictor of your outcomes in diabetes than your blood sugars are, which is crazy, but true. And it makes you more resilient in the long haul. And resilience right now is key, So, yesterday we talked about finding that piece of you that's your humanity, that's your higher perspective. Today, we're going to be able to help you bring that higher perspective using your heart and breathing as a tool. Start by breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. bring your hand to your chest while you keep breathing. And bring that thing that you thought of that you love and adore into the center of your chest. And keep breathing. That nice rhythm. Hand on your chest if you need it. And just feel or sense that thing that you love right in the center of your chest. So keep your focus in the center of your chest, letting go of anything that feels tight or uncomfortable, any tensions, any stresses. Holding the love in your heart. Each out breath, a letting go. A letting go into the thought and feeling of peace and love. Peace, not as a word or concept, but what is the energy of peace? Love, not as a word or concept, but what is the energy of love? Each rhythmic out-breath, a letting go. A letting go into the energy of peace and love. Underneath the sounds, underneath the sensations, underneath everything that's being experienced, feel for the energy of peace. Feel for the energy of love. Each out-breath of letting go. Now imagine or visualize a transparent pale blue light. Blue like the sky without any clouds. And as your breath leaves your body, each out-breath, that transparent blue light forms itself into a bubble or a globe surrounding your physical body. Radiant, transparent, pale blue energy is a bubble or globe filled with the energy of peace and love surrounding you. Then bring your attention to a point or place just above your navel and a little way inside. A point of light like a diamond or a star at the center of your being. And as the breath comes into the belly, so too does the light begin to expand. Each in-breath, a transmission from cell to cell, filling the temple of the body with light. Each out breath, peace and letting go. Confirming that transparent sapphire blue globe surrounding you. Holding your awareness in the center of your chest. Feeling the deep love and gratitude that you have. Each out breath, letting go. Letting go into the energy of peace and the transparent pale blue sphere surrounding your physical body. Each in-breath, light, expanding from your center. Peace and love to all the beings that we have been in the past. Imagine the energy of peace and love flowing backwards through time, like a ripple or a wave upon the timeline. May all the beings that we've been be well and happy and free from fear. Peace and love to each being within each being here, and to all those with whom we are connected, whether they are near or far, known or yet to be known, in this world or some other. Just imagine this energy of peace and love flowing down all the lines of connection. May each being within each being here, and all those with whom they are connected, be well and happy and free from fear. Peace and love to all the beings that we are yet to be, in the near future or the far distant future. Just imagine this energy of peace and love flowing forwards through time as an anonymous gift from who you are now to who you are yet to be. That peace and love will be waiting for you in each new moment as it arises. May all the beings that we are yet to be well and happy and free from fear. Peace to all beings within or beyond the imagination, in the world of ideas or the world of dreams. May all beings, real or imaginary, be well and happy and free from fear. Peace and love to all beings, from the smallest cell to the largest galaxy in space. May all beings of whatever size or shape be well and happy and free from fear. With the knowledge that the transparent pale blue sphere of perfect protection surrounds you, and the glowing light from the star at the center of the being glows a little brighter. When you find an out-breath that feels good, open your eyes to a new moment in your own time. and I thought I would read you a poem. Hear, O humankind, the prayer of my heart. For are we not one? Have we not one desire? To heal our Mother Earth and bind her wounds, to hear again from dark forests and flashing rivers the varied, ever-changing song of creation. O humankind, are we not all brothers and sisters? Are we not the grandchildren of the great mystery? Do we not all want to love and be loved, to work and to play, to sing and dance together? But we live with fear, fear that is hate, fear that is mistrust, envy, greed, vanity, fear that is ambition, competition, aggression, fear that is loneliness, anger, bitterness, cruelty, and yet fear is only twisted love, love turned back on itself, love that was denied, love that was rejected. And love is life, creation, seed and leaf, and blossom and fruit and seed. Love is growth and search and reach and touch and dance. Love is nurture and succor and feed and pleasure. Love is pleasuring ourselves, pleasuring each other. Love is life believing in itself. And life is the sacred mystery singing to itself, dancing to its drum, telling tales, improvising, playing. And we are all that spirit, our stories all but one cosmic story, that we are love indeed. That perfect love in me seeks the love in you. And if our eyes could ever meet without fear, we would recognize each other and rejoice. For love is life believing in itself. Hopefully that brings a prayer for us to bring into today. I do promise to write down the poems I'm using. I just have to get it organized. I apologize. So remember, you create the world you dream with every choice you make. So let's go out today and find our centered places in the world. And we'll reconvene tomorrow at 9 and try one more time to spread that peace and love and joy amongst ourselves and then out into the world. All right, good morning, everyone. See you tomorrow.